Everyone, it's still May the 28th, 2015, and I wanted to touch on a few more issues about the oculus and the autumn equinox. Now, if you recall, here we saw, let's back up here so you can see. This is about the World Trade Center path station, okay? We discussed this before about this new structure that's at the World Trade Center. World Trade Center Transportation Hub. Okay. I drew attention to this in the last video, and I'm going to show it to you one more time because we're going to discuss this autumn equinox. How it says the oculus, the design of it, is at an angle to maximize the effect of the autumnal equinox rays. Okay, that's all about the sun. One other thing I wanted to point out is about how they are caught up in this oculus and this portraying things with the eye, so to speak, this oculus that they have going on. As we look at this, we see this wedge here that spoke of, that wedge where the light comes through. Okay. The thing about that and it talking about the sun, when we get over here, let's see, to learning about the autumnal equinox. Okay, see, I just did a search on meaning of the autumn equinox. And the very first thing, if you notice, the very first thing that comes up is the spiritual meaning of the autumn equinox. So when we go to that, this is what we find. This is that article, that website, the spiritual meaning of the autumnal equinox. And if you'll notice the name of this, beelzebub.com. Okay, I don't think that's a coincidence that sounds out that way. But when we look at this spiritual meaning of the autumn equinox, I want first to point out to you this. This is about a book, okay? This article is an extract taken from the ebook called The Path. And what do we have at the World Trade Center? We have the path. Okay, let's go back to the path a minute. We see here that we have, let's see if I can find it exactly. Right there. World Trade Center path station. Okay, so we know that the path, this is the World Trade Center path station. But something else I want to show you that it's connected to, and here we see the station is designed to connect the path to the New York City subway system. Now, the New York City subway system that it connects to, the structure there, is the Fulton Center. Let me point out the Fulton Center to you. It says, this is a picture of it. Notice if I can get the dome here on top of this building, the Fulton Center. Okay, this is another oculus. Let me see if I can find. Let me take you to a more detailed, but I just wanted to show you how the Fulton Center is connected to the World Trade Center Transportation Hub, the Oculus. And over here here it is. Your first look at the gleaming new Fulton Center subway hub. So here we have, and see this? You see the shape of this? Do you understand what this symbolizes? We've got this Oculus theme going on again at the Fulton Center. It is at the World Trade Center, and it is about connecting the World Trade Center transportation hub that we saw, the big white mezzanine oculus that they say is a bird, a white bird or white winged structure. And it connects with this, which is the new Fulton Center subway hub. So it's all going to be interconnected. And it all has this Oculus theme going on. That's what I'm trying to point out. And this is not a coincidence, okay? We're going to get into this Oculus, understanding this Oculus. But I'm trying to find out one of the things I wanted to point out while we were here. If I can get back to it. Okay, it says the Fulton Center, which has been in the works since 2002 and nearly in danger of not happening, will accommodate up to 300,000 strap hangers every day. Finally connecting the 2, 3, 4, 5 A, C, J, Z, and R lines in a more seamless way than the old patched together transfers that were repeatedly referred to as dark and confusing. So they are getting rid of the dark and confusing. This is all symbolic. Got to understand what it's representing here. Okay? Things being not what they seem to be, being a deeper agenda. And it says, eventually the 1 and E trains, as well as the path, there's the path again, through the new World Center hub will connect there as well. So, and here we see the phrase used in context with it is let the sun shine in. It's all about this, letting the light in through the eye, to the eye. And we're going to get a deeper understanding of that later. I just want you to stick that in your back pocket, as I've heard others say, and hang on to it, because we're going to need to remember that later on. All right, we're going to go back right now to where we looked at looking up the meaning of the autumnal equinox, and how the first thing it takes us to is this, where it speaks of the spiritual meaning of the autumn equinox. And we see the path. Okay? Do you see there's a connection with the occult and what's taking place at the World Trade Center? It's all about a satanic agenda. Okay? I'm going to read a little bit of this here, but I want you to notice in this right here. Right here, we see the Eye of Horus, and we see it over here. And this is all about the light and the dark. It says an Egyptian adornment worn over the chest, which shows the duality between the rival gods Horus on one side, the god of light, and Seth on the other, the god of darkness, amidst other symbols. Okay, what I want us to understand here is this Eye of Horus is going to, the best I'm understanding, be used to mislead people into thinking they are following the God of light. Listen to what I'm saying. The Eye of Horus. Here we see it here. We see it here. We see what's supposed to represent a God of light and a God of darkness. And here it says, Horus on one side, the God of light. This is a huge clue right here, okay, as to understanding what Satan is going to do with this eye. Through this, he is going to mislead people into thinking he is the God of light. We're going to let that house phone ring. Let's see. What else did I want to point out here? I'm sorry. I got off track here. Okay, let's read this. My son's calling. I'm sorry. I was listening for that. We'll catch that in a minute. Okay, it says it is the time of balance between day and night before night takes over. You see that? Before night takes over and brings the coming winter. Okay, that is the significance of the autumnal equinox in the spiritual world, because the autumnal equinox represents, let me show you, it says right here, the time at which the sun crosses the plane of the equator away from the relevant hemisphere, making day and night of equal length. We go back to this again and we see it is the time of balance between day and night before night takes over and brings the coming winter, a time of darkness and death. Okay, this is our connection with the autumnal equinox and the eye. And it connects back to the eye of Horus, which connects us back to Shiva and CERN. I'm going to cut this off here and we'll get into some other things later. Love you. Bye-bye.